So hi, my name is Cheryl, and today we're talking frogs. Flower frogs. What is a flower frog and why do I need one of those? Well, besides being so stinking cute, they are an eco-friendly support system for arranging flowers. You may also say, where did they get such a weird name? Well, there's actually not a record of how they got their name, but most people feel that they're called that because they sit in water. So I'd like to do a deeper dive into the history of flower frog at this point, and if you're digging it, stick with me. Otherwise, I'll put a timestamp and you can jump right to the arrangement portion. So flower frogs were first developed in the 1700s for royalty. They were elaborately painted boxes that were made of earthenware with holes along the top. Historians feel that they were originally designed for tulips. Tulips were highly prized and very expensive. So by the late 1800s, glass frogs were starting to be developed, but it wasn't until the turn of the century when glass could be mass produced that it became much more affordable, and they were a common gift. By the 1920s and 30s, they really reached their heyday. There were these gorgeous Art Nouveau figurines, highly decorated, very Art Nouveau with dancers and fairies. There were birds and different animals that were created. So I don't want to leave out metal cages either. Those were being produced about the same time, but that's another video. Now, unfortunately, they fell out of favor in the 1950s with the invention of a water-absorbent foam called Oasis. This was very inexpensive and very easy to use. So unfortunately, this took over that whole support system. Flower frogs are still very collectible today. You can find the highly decorated, very painted, metallic, not metallic, but little gold trim. Those are found at auction houses, estate sales, and they can go in the thousands of dollars. But you can find some reasonably priced ones through Etsy and eBay. If you keep your eyes out, you might even be able to find them at a thrift store. I'm really excited to show you how to use flower frog, so let's get started. So supplies for today's project, we're always going to start with our handy dandy garden snips. I have this gorgeous container. It's got a little bit of an Art Deco, Art Nouveau feel, a little bit our flower frog, and then flowers. We're gonna go with something, this beautiful delphinium. I wanted to show you how we can structure this arrangement using the flower frog. This fresh lavender, I haven't been able to play with this yet, and I actually have some of the foliage with it too. It's gonna be great. I love these gorgeous peachy roses. They look like they've just come out of someone's garden, and I wish you could smell what we've got going on here. Smell-o-vision would be perfect. These delicate little freesias. Ugh, love that little hint of purple in there. Very excited. Poppies. I think they're just so gorgeous. Okay, I'm gonna geek out for just a minute. Astranthia. I love it. Look at the movement. Oh my God, the jiggle. It looks like it's got batteries or something. I just love this. For a little bit of weight, we have our green hydrangea, and then of course, just some sort of greens. I've got the Israeli ruscus and then just some eucalyptus. And then I've got some fern that I grabbed out of the yard if I need a little something more. So I can't wait to get started on our glass frog arrangement. All right, guys, we're going to start out by actually placing our glass frog in the vase. And then we'll fill that with water. All right, that should do it. Okay, next we're going to put in our larger flowers. I'm going to start with delphinium. I want a nice big full straight, and that's what we're looking for. See if I can get them straight as possible. So the trick with your flower frog is, one, we've got the height of this, and then your holes don't go all the way to the bottom of the vase. So You do have to take into account there's probably about an inch that we're gonna have to play around with. I'm gonna give the first cut and see how well I did to get that 1.5 inches. 1.5 times the vase size. There we go. Supported that really nicely. So there are probably, let's see, 1 in the center, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 around, and then there'll probably be 10 around that. That's how many holes we have. And I don't have to fill all the holes. That's another beauty. He's gonna go in the front so that you guys can see him. And we're just gonna go all the way around. And last one. I think I might play with just a little bit of foliage down here so that I can kind of get my width set. Got some fun fern from the yard. One of them didn't make it. Garbage. All right. So like I said, you don't have to use every hole. What will happen is that after a while, your greens are going to kind of make a cage, and you can use those for your support too. Let's do these hydrangea, I think. Okay, if you remember how we did this the last time, cut it at an angle, and then to get these little guys to last, use your handy dandy vegetable peeler or knife, and we're going to scrape down the side to expose that white marrow that is right there. That's going to help them drink. Trying to find a hole. There we go. And let's do that with some more on this side. Going to cut. And then we'll scrape down. This isn't foolproof, but I do find that it helps your hydrangea to be able to drink. So next, I think maybe we'll just use some of these roses. They are absolutely gorgeous. They have a heavenly scent. And if you notice, there are some discolored ones, and these are just what's called bumper petals. You pick those right off and it exposes just a beautiful flower underneath. I'm going to pick off some of this other foliage. Trying to find the holes. I don't want everything at the same height. Take off a little bit more. Yeah. Let me get one around front for you. And I'm going to trim that thorn and the leaves. Yeah, I think that's good. Let's go way up. Get that color up there. Let's give him a little spin. I need to put some back here. Oh, found a discolored one. Just give him a little pluck right down there at the bottom. And I need something on this side right here. And even though this is the style of arrangement that doesn't need to have a big focus, this poppy is so fabulous. I definitely want him highlighted. And then these also have such great shape. I want to be able to just let them do their little thing. I like the unstructuredness of these guys. And one more up top. Oh yeah, I think that's fun. Okay. All right, let's see. Yeah. Okay, so next up are these lovely, sweet little lavenders. Like I said, I'm not used to using fresh. Usually I only have dried available, so this is exciting and it smells just fantastic. And I really want the little wispy guys to pop. So they can do all the talking they want to. Yes. Bring some around the side. So we don't have to worry about little holes for these guys, because they can just slip in anywhere. Okay, next up is the Astranthia. God, I love the movement. It is just so exciting. I just love this. Love, 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 love it. I don't want to use this whole giant piece, so I'm going to cut that right about there. And looks like I got a little bit of a hole right here. I definitely wanted this particular arrangement to look like it was something that could have been from your garden, because certainly that is where most people would have gotten their flowers in the 20s and 30s. They did have flower shops, but most of the time they were used for event work. You know, somebody got married, a funeral. Rarely was it used for flowers for somebody's home. And even though it was important to have a garden for vegetables, you still had to sneak a few flowers in there. And your flower frogs were perfect for arranging your garden flowers. All right, I do have some little freesia left. I don't want to forget them. Found a miscellaneous one, yay. Let's stick him right up in the top, his little jiggly self. Just I'm in love. These have so much direction. They're delicate, but I love, oh, here's an example. There's one that's got a little bit of a broken petal, but I think all we have to do is give him just a little, pick that off and nobody will notice. Yes, just slip him right in there like that. That's lovely. Of course, I don't want to have just everything up at the top, but looks like I definitely could use a little bit more movement up there. And I purchased some other greens, but I'm not sure that I'm actually going to need them. I like how kind of loose and airy and relaxed this arrangement has become. All right, as I spun this around, I decided I didn't like how this guy was going after all. Let me just bring him up here. I think I need something right down in there if I can work on that. Okay, I love these. Love all these little bits right in through here. I want to use those too. Alrighty, I'm going to give this one more little spin so I can take a look at it, and we might just be done with this arrangement. Yeah, I think he looks very, very gardeny. I like him. So a quick review on how easy they are to use and how expensive are they. The original glass frog that was in this particular arrangement, I think I was able to find that on Etsy, maybe $8 or $9. As for ease of use, it's not difficult, but it does have a little bit of a learning curve. Would I use that in a flower shop? Probably not. It's probably something I would use at home. Okay guys, I think we are done.